Hello and welcome. My name is Erin Vogt. I'm a full-time Inspire student at Bluefield College. I'm also a wife, a mother, a sister, our house chef, and the housekeeper not so extraordinaire. My husband and I have 3 children. We live in Southwest Virginia. We moved back to Southwest Virginia about 13 years ago with the intent of finishing school. And here we are 13 years later, just a few months away from graduating, so we're both very excited about that, and I would like to share that story with you today. After high school, much like most of my friends, I decided to go the college-bound route, but I quickly realized that I was drowning in the large university environment. I was miserable, so I moved back home and I worked and got caught up in paying my bills and taking care of my responsibilities. And try as I might, I was just having a really hard time fitting in school and work at the same time. My husband and I got married, and about 6 months after we got married, we decided to move back to where we both attended college the first time and re-enrolled in classes. But the funny thing was that life followed us. We still had bills to pay, and we still had responsibilities to take care of, and the traditional schedule at a traditional university was really difficult for people in our situation. Our first son was born, and my husband was trying to finish engineering school. He was working at night and taking classes during the day. Pair that with a baby who did not like to sleep. Needless to say, school became a little difficult. So we took a break again and worked and took care of responsibilities, and our daughter was born a couple years later. And I was so fortunate to be a stay-at-home mom of these 2 beautiful little people, and I cherished every moment at home with them. But what I realized was that I was not fulfilling my own dreams beyond being a mom. And I became frustrated with the fact that I knew that if I didn't feed my own soul and take care of the things that I wanted to do, then I would not have as much to give my children. So logic would lead people to go back to school. My husband was working full-time, and he was able to support our family of 4, for which I was very fortunate and very appreciative. School just it wasn't something that we wanted to do at that particular moment, and so we got this harebrained idea to open a restaurant. So while my husband kept his full-time job for stability purposes as well as benefits, we went ahead and jumped feet first into a restaurant venture. Again, as I mentioned, we had 2 small children. My son was getting ready to start kindergarten, and our daughter was just shy of 2 at that point when we opened the restaurant. So my son went off to kindergarten. Our daughter went to work with me just about every day at the restaurant. I have never in my life experienced something more challenging and stressful, yet rewarding at the same time, beyond parenting, I suppose. But after a number of years, my husband and I realized that we could not keep up this crazy, crazy pace. It just wasn't sustainable for our family. The physical and the emotional toll that it was taking on our young family was just not appealing anymore. So we decided that we needed to sell it, and so with heavy hearts but really free and open minds, we were able to find a buyer, which we were so lucky to be able to do, because when we decided to sell the restaurant, actually happened to be right at the time when the economy started to take a turn downward. So we felt like it was meant to be. It was almost like the instant that we decided to sell the restaurant, my husband and I knew immediately what our next step had to be, and that was that we had to finish school. So we got all of our ducks in a row, and we researched schools, and I personally am not a planner. I am a fly by the seat of my pants kind of person, and But for once, I had a plan. I had it figured out. I was ready to go. I was going to finish school as soon as our daughter started kindergarten, which was coming up the next year. I was going to work really hard and finish really quickly, and then I was going to go back to work. Well, got in touch with Bluefield College, and they assured us that we were going to be able to do this, and we were so relieved. Our third child was born right before we re-enrolled in classes, and I really was feeling pretty down and feeling frustrated because I just thought that this little person was going to make it impossible for me to finish school, at least at that particular time. And I had tried so many times to make it happen before. But again, Bluefield assured us that we were going to be able to do it, and we have done it. We have sacrificed in every way, shape, and form, be it through driving older cars or living in an older, smaller house and not taking great big vacations with their family. We've asked our children to sacrifice. They have been so incredibly understanding. We've said no to them far more frequently than what we normally would. But they have seen us work really, really hard, which has just been such a great example for them. We expect a lot from them as students, and they see that we expect a lot from ourselves. My husband and I have made Dean's List and President's List every semester since we re-enrolled in school. For me, I want to finish school because it's been a personal goal of mine for many, many years. It's been a long time coming, and I will appreciate the stability. Should something ever happen to my husband, I don't want to have to worry about whether or not I'll be able to get a job based on whether or not I have a degree. For my husband, he has hit that glass ceiling and is very much looking forward to not having that as an excuse anymore. So for us, I think that the biggest lesson that I have learned in my academic journey is that flexibility is key, and that you really can do anything that you set your mind to. Our road has taken many, many twists and turns. It has by no means been just a straight path. But I believe that even though you take those twists and turns, you probably are ending up right where you're supposed to be. So we are within just a few months of graduation, which is so exciting for us because it's taken us many, many years to get to this point. I'll be very happy when I'm finished and can actually sit down and read a book for pleasure. But we are so incredibly grateful for all of the opportunities that we've been given, and just wanted to say thank you so much for your attention while I tell you my story, and I wish each and every one of you the best as you pursue your own personal goals and endeavors. Thanks, and have a great day.